Greetings, dear, precious, magnificent, beautiful soul that you are. See, I know who you are. Not who you think you are, not who I think I am, not who you think I am. These are thoughts, these are words. This is what are used to limit us and to move us into a digital reality and keep us in a digital reality of a virtual reality using numbers and letters and symbols, blah, 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 and counting and all of this kind of thing. So, my topic, keep your focus on the goal. Now, it's interesting, the word goal sounds like gold, doesn't it? Well, most people, they're keeping their focus on the gold. And what the real goal would be, your objective, that you're desiring to manifest, to be, to do, to have, to express. And it's like many years ago in the time game, I knew that what was most important for me always was my spiritual life, the truth. The absolute truth with the capital A. And that absolute truth works for everyone always because it's who we are. It's how we function. It's our nature, our character of who we are. And we're godlike. That means source of the source of all. And we are part of, so therefore we are part of the source of all, so therefore we have all the same qualities, but not the quantity. Very much like a drop of water in a lake has all the qualities of any other drop of water in the lake because that's the lake, but also the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Because you could take a bicycle and you could take all the parts and lay them around like that, and they're all the parts, but they're really not a bicycle because they're just a bunch of parts. So if you go put all the parts together, now the thing moves and you have a bicycle. So there are qualities that are beyond us. So the source is just not made up of all of us. The source is the source. And that beloved, that nature that where we perceive source, where we perceive authenticity, where we perceive then what is your goal? What are you really working for? And most people are working for the gold, G-O-L-D. But let's take a look at what real gold would be your own emanation. You're not light, but you do emanate. Your emanation, actually, when that is expressing in the material world, it creates its electricity. And it's an electric universe. Okay. And why it responds to us is because we direct that. And here it is directed through words and those sounds that then have a get all those letters together to create words, and then those words get together with other words that also each have been given life by us by believing that they are truth with a capital A. When they're not, they're actually a sound vibration that is given meaning, which is we emotionalize, we give it a life form. These are thought forms. We give it a life form that matriculates and actually expresses even just through us as we are projecting the digital reality. And that's always a copy. It's always copy. So what happens is when you want to keep your focus on the goal, it's not everybody's focused on the goal. So if something makes sense, if you think of that as money, C-E-N-T-S, well, does it make sense? Does it make money? Everything's geared up to, we get to energy, like we want to get energy. Well, when you want to get energy, what you're also denying is that you manufacture energy, and you are the energy of the divine, okay? And your nature is activity. This is all Vedic knowledge, and you can notice it's true because you observe and notice what it is. The Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam Gita, and all of this magnificent literature that's also been taken over also, by that Judeo-Christian Muslim and other kinds of more what would you say, manufactured, man's rules. And this actually, the Vedas are talking about natural laws, not made up or anything, but in the natural of how it operates, that you can perceive yourself. It's not something you have blind faith to follow, because you can actually perceive how this operates, and knowing who you are. So you want to keep focused on your goal. What is it that you're desiring? What do you want to express or manifest or feel or be, or what's your commitment to yourself? What is your, and even with commitment, what's your resolve for you? And then when you honor that, now what happens, a lot of people, to get what they want, will sell their soul. And how you know you've sold your soul is you have no compassion or no caring or nor are you working for the welfare of all. You're working for money. So if you're working for money, then your goal is the gold. And when your goal is the gold, you have a hardened heart, because it would be like the Midas touch, where the man wanted gold so much that everything he touched would turn to gold, and he touched his daughter, her body then turned to gold. So there she was. It was a thing. And see, what happens is people treat others as things. So if you're going to keep focused on the goal, you want to look to see, one of the things that takes people off, you have to look at what takes you off of what you say you are or who you are. Or, because see, each of us has to do this ourselves. You know what I'm saying? This isn't something can be legislated. There can't be a rule about it. And it's the most courageous act you would ever have, is that commitment to yourself, truly. Because when you're committed to yourself, the divine, you're part of who you are and your own beingness, you're also committed to then the service to the welfare of all living entities, including animals. And naturally, you'd be a vegetarian. Because isn't that such a first issue? If a person can't even do that, all the information says you need this, you need that. Who's writing all that? Who's publishing that? What's your goal? If you want to be fully who you are, you have to start acting like you're fully who you are. You have to be knowing fully who you are. You have to be fully who you are in every moment and wherever you are, and to be there fully in your beingness, you see. And you say, well, it's some big thing, I'm going to change the world. How are you dealing with each person right now? How focused are you on your goal or your objective? And that whole thing of everything has been set up for the money game. Everything's been set up for the counting and the numbers and the letters and the sounds, there, threw it away, that are manifesting through us, because we're the manifestors. And once we really, really get that, then there's the fear of it, and people tend to then give away their power in order that someone else make them what they want to be, a star. Really? Why? And what happens is then people tend to think that who they are isn't good enough, and who they are doesn't have enough, and that who they are is weak and helpless, and trying always to get the appreciation from somebody else and something else, and they're going to make, I'm telling you, you're a home entertainment center, fully equipped. Nothing missing. Things are things. You're not a thing. And I'm so surprised that so many people do a lot of great research work on who we are, still keep saying, we are made of water. No, we are. We, me, you, me, who we really are. Distinction between ourselves and the body, because the number one basic issue that throws everybody into the hypnotic trance, into the whole belief system, the virtual reality, is to then believe you are this physical body. That's all that you are, is a meat stick. And then it's all, no, we are, water is part of us in a sense, and as that, of our true divine nature. That means the essence of water. And in the Vedas, the water has a name called Varuna, as a person as well, which is very interesting. A lot of people don't get that. And in the divine, all is person. And there's also what is impersonal. This, if it's personal and impersonal, that moves to duality. So it takes the absolute personal and fractures it in two, which then goes in multiples, you see, and that kind of a thing. And that carries then those programs. So you want to focus on the goal that you're choosing as your mission, as your purpose, as to what you choose to attain. And yet what you need to know is you don't sell your soul to give up who you really are, to basically follow the money, the gold. And if we're always giving the power away to someone or something else, the person becomes more and more afraid, more and more insecure, more and more shut down, closed down, and what would you say? That being who's brighter than 10,000 suns? That being who is made in the true divine aspect and part of the source of all that is, and not just the fake is, but the true is. And all of the experiences you thought you have lost because you didn't get this, you didn't have that, this didn't happen, that could have happened, you did, and all of that is all of those thoughts and everything. Each one you go, oh, 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 man. Oh, look what you do to yourself. We all did it because you're supposed to. That's how humans are. The movies are about it. The books are about it. The Bibles are about it. Suffering, terror, all of this, and the God of punishment. Really? Wow. What a story. Baloney and worse. Takes a lot of courage. Keep your focus on the goal. To be yourself fully and completely, beyond lack, limitation, beyond all definitions, defonitions. Right where you are.